Hello friends, we are continuing the series of reflex integration therapy and today we are going to talk about spinal galant reflex. Spinal galant, as the name suggests, it has got something to do with the spine. So, if you are trying to stroke the sides of the spine, especially the lower spine of the child, you will find that there is a twitching movement, and in young infants it leads to urination. So it is for stimulating urination, but it also comes reflexively. But over time, from 3 to 9 months, this reflex gets integrated. So usually you will see that some form of twitch or jerk is there, which also goes away eventually. As you can see, because this has got something to do with the spine, so this reflex is related to the posture of the child. This child, you won't see them sitting upright all the time, so they either might be slumped forward, but more likely they will not have a good sitting tolerance. They'll be wanting to move around all the time, and even if you make them sit, they'll be fidgety. They won't sit steady in one place. So they'll move around, and this is the child who will be called as hyperactive child. Also, along with that, if a child is hyperactive, you cannot expect them to focus on an activity. So their attention, their concentration will be low. Their learning might be affected depending upon the other skills that they have developed. The one specific skill that is related to spinal galant is we talked about with the stimulation there is urination. So these kids can take time in toilet training, but more importantly, bedwetting could be a problem with them. Lower spine also has a connection with, as we mentioned before, sitting tolerance. If that is low, means the child's overall endurance can get affected. They will get tired easily of sitting, for example. Then lower spine is also connected to your digestive system. So this child can have digestion related troubles. And finally, lower limbs are connected to the lower spine. So the lower limb coordination and balance could also be affected. How to test whether your older child has non-integrated or a retained spinal galant reflex? Same stimulation will be used as for an infant, stimulating the lower part of the spine of the child on either side. You will of course not see urination in this child, but a twitch or a jerk on that side. So what kind of exercises are going to help with spinal galant reflex? The first one is a star exercise, which I have mentioned before in Moro's reflex also. Simply that the child is standing with their arms and legs crossed, and later on they can try to stand in a star position with their arms spread out, legs spread out. And this could also be performed like a jumping action so that the child can have good lower limb coordination and their overall tolerance and coordination become better. The second exercise is called as a sitting walk. It is very simple that while sitting with your legs extended in front of you, you are supposed to move your one buttock forward at a time. So the child can be given an activity like this where they pick one ball from one side, scoot along forward, but this time in scooting they're not moving towards one side but in front with their legs in front of them. Scoot forward and then try to drop the ball or throw the ball in a basket. Then scoot back and pick up the next ball. So it can turn into a fun activity for them. Thirdly, because it is a spine-based exercise, it really helps if you ask the child to lie down with their belly facing downwards and then trying to hold up a ball and throw it towards one end. So the hand in front of the child picks up a ball and throws towards you, then picks up with the other hand because it helps in the stimulation of the spinal muscle. The fourth exercise would be general spinal movements for correcting their posture and building up their core muscles. So asking the child to stand with their legs hip width apart, you can ask them to twist their body, bend themselves towards one side and then towards the other side. And finally, try to give them exercises where they try to hold any kind of ball between their arm and their leg of the same side. So it requires spinal flexion. Please follow these exercises if you find that your child's spinal galant reflex is still retained to see a difference in their performance in overcoming their challenges. Please like the video if you found it informative. Subscribe to the channel for more videos related to child development. Ring the bell icon for notifications. Add any queries or suggestions in the comments below, and we'll meet again soon. Bye.